Hello everyone! Welcome sa aming podcast! Yay! Where we talk, create, and inspire.
So, ang interview po natin today ay isang graphic designer na nasa industry. So, may mga kaalaman na talaga siya na, alam mo yun, pang industry level na wala pa kami doon. So, may mga tatanong kami sa kanya. Okay. Can you please introduce him to my other teammates?
Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, good morning. My name is James Barrera, and I've been in the industry since 2016, 2015, and I've been into a lot of positions na I've been a generalist na lang din. So I wouldn't consider myself a graphic designer, but I did specialize in graphic design per se, but I've been into a lot of positions na nagja-juggle na rin ako sa iba't ibang positions na iba't iba yung creative direction din and yung pag-output na rin.
Parang multimedia ano talaga siya?
Multimedia na rin
Multimedia
siya.
artist.
So,
Wow.
I graduated in Mapua Institute of Technology under Multimedia Arts and Sciences, hence multimedia. Kasi dun sa course namin, you can choose three specializations: graphic design, video production, and 3D. And since nung time na yun, in demand ang graphic design, I chose graphic design.
3D pala. Ayoko nun.
Yes, ayaw natin.
Tedious talaga siya since maraming rigging. Alam mo yun, marunong ka dapat mag-concept. No good.
Yeah. So, how did you start your career po as a graphic designer?
So, yun nga, I graduated around 2014, 2015, and then I started in 2016. I started working as a graphic designer for Hong Kong-based music label. I designed album artworks, print materials, and everything in between. So, nung time na yun, nagsisimula pa lang yung Spotify. So, nagta-transition pa lang din kami from CDs, nung CDs were still a thing. Then, promotional materials, poster for artists, may local din and may international. Mostly, nagkikater kami sa international, pero mayroon din local dito. Then, naglo-localize din ako ng artworks, which is, kumbaga, parang may send sila ng artworks from others na binibili, tapos ililipat ko sa template nung namin, then for printing. Now, I'm working as a graphic designer for a Dubai-based ad agency. Medyo wide yung clientele namin. Nagkikater kami sa maraming clients. We're working with a famous beer brand. We're working with a famous sports drink. Meron kaming law firm. Meron kaming skincare. And meron kaming clothing line from Germany. Mhm.
Matanong ko lang po. Tandaan niyo pa po ba yung una niyong gawa?
Oo, syempre.
Ano po yung pinakauna?
May ginagawa akong one time noon. I was working on this project na it involved, if you're familiar with Paul McCartney.
Damit po ba? Ano ba?
Paul McCartney.
Ano ba yun?
Si Paul McCartney is yung bassist ng Beatles.
Kala ko cloth. Kala ko cloth. Ay, alam ko yan. Hey Jude. Alam ko yan.
So, may album si Paul McCartney noong time na yon, and I was localizing that artwork. First time kong gumawa ng mga print materials noon. So, syempre, kasi nung time na yon, I was replacing a graphic designer. Hence, I was transitioning in that phase. So, I was working on that current material, and I had to stay up until 10 p.m. para lang matapos yun. So, the first few days ko, ilang araw din ako nag-overtime. Kasi nga, I had to meet with the deadline na we're all producing this promotional material, album artwork, and posters, banners, and the likes in between. So, in the first 3 days ko as a graphic designer, first 3 days ko nag-overtime din. So,
yung parang pinakauna niyo po talagang gawa, yung pinakauna niyong gawa, ganun. Natatandaan niyo po ba kung anong material?
I'm in sense of from scratch ba?
Opo, yung ganun, yung pinakauna niyong ginawa.
ko na
Siguro
rin.
bago kayo mag-work pa, gano'n, nung estudyante pa lang kayo.
Students.
Ano po yung siguro yung core memory na gawa nyo ng student kayo. Pwede nyo po ba i-describe? Ganun.
Siguro core memory ko na lang is yung nag-photoshop kami na ginawa namin zombie yung sarili namin. And that time was Adobe...
Photo manipulation, gano'n.
Adobe Photoshop CS4 pa ata nung time na yun. Creative Suite 4. Kasi ngayon, Creative Cloud na. Pero kung naabutin nyo pa CS5, CS6, then tagal na. 2013, 2014.
So, ano naman po yung mga biggest challenge po na naharap niyo po nung nagsisimula pa lang po kayo?
Yes, biggest challenge is yung irrational fear ko na there's always someone better than me. And yun nga, hindi pagiging good enough. So, pag nagpe-present kasi ako ng artwork for approval, there's always in the back of my mind na what if hindi ma-approve to, what if pangit pala to, or what if things go south. I mean, that's okay because you eventually need to learn from your mistakes. So, parang nagkaroon ako ng trait na I always see the worst possible outcomes in this phase na approvals. Kaharap ko ng kliyente, for example, then papa-approve ako ng artwork. There's always in the back of my mind na hindi to magugustuhan, hindi to ma-approve, na what if, hindi pala to on brand.
In-overthink niyo po.
Oo, ganon. So, I actually weaponized this trait while working on that current project. I think of ways already na how do I get out of this current problem pag hindi nagustuhan. So, in this case, I always have a backup idea na when I'm pitching for a client, and then this current poster or very thing that I'm working on doesn't get approved, I always then sasabihin ni client, this is not very I'm sorry, but this is not very on brand, or I don't think this works. Then I will pitch in that another idea, and kasi sasabihin ni client, bilis mo mag-isip eh. Kasi they will have an idea that you're thinking ahead. And that is actually really good for clients because nisip nila na you're thinking ahead na. So you're not just thinking in the current state, but you're thinking ahead of the problem already. So,
Based po dun sa mga sagot nyo, parang gusto ko na rin po itanong, ano yung mga winish nyo na nalaman nyo na agad bago kayo mag-enter dito sa field na to,
ayun.
sa creative?
I really wish na super fast-paced to and stressful and time crunching. All of the time, you're given an ample amount of time to work on, but most of the time, you don't have ample amount of time, albeit deadlines, miscommunications, and mga kliyente na mahirap makipag-usap or mahirap kausapin, hard to get along with.
So kayo po, di ba po nag-aral po kayo ng graphic designing? Tapos ngayon din po yung career nyo. So tingin nyo na po yung mga misconceptions about sa mga graphic design?
Misconceptions is everyone can be a designer. Kasi the likes of Canva, ginawa siya to be accessible for others eh. So everyone can take a look and tinker with it and produce their own assets and materials. But not everyone has a great concept of visual hierarchy, color combinations, typography, conceptualization. So hindi naman lahat can sit down and take a look at Canva, but not everyone can design a good aesthetically pleasing poster na it all works together. Plus the rapid growth of AI, kasi ang bilis mag-produce ng AI eh, since isang prompt lang may poster ka na agad. So alam mo yun, someone's looking for a logo, Kuya Jay's Tapsihan or something like that. Prompt lang siya, I need a logo for a Tapsihan. Tapos, okay na to. Paprint lang sa tarpaulin, tapos na. Ganun. So, but not everyone has a sense of what we are learning right now. So that's the most crucial thing and the most essential thing is that yung knowledgeable of the concept, visual hierarchy, and how it all works together.
Where do you usually get yung inspiration for your projects po?
I think alam niyo naman sagot yun.
Pinterest.
Iba kasi ang algorithm ng Pinterest eh. Kasi if you're doing Google search and you're looking for something, minsan sobrang technical ng Google that it shows the most absurd thing. Whereas Pinterest shows the most, yung mga kailangan mo talaga yung lumalabas. When you're looking for an inspiration and for something that to spark in the pin. Parang iba kasi yung algorithm ng Pinterest that it shows the most yung what you need na this looks really good versus from a Google search. Yun. There's other external sources that you could rely on a bit where you're just browsing on Watsons, on grocery. Pag may nakita akong magandang packaging na it's red, it's my favorite color. I see something I like. Pinipicturean ko lang din, then isi-save ko for later, then later on
Inspo na yun.
Inspo na yun. Pero later on parang
Same do.
maalala ko when I have a creative block na hindi ko ma-work around tong problema ko pa. Hindi ko maisip kung anong gagawin ko dito. Maalala ko, may pinicturean nga pala ko. So I use this
Yun.
na pwede to, then I take some elements from it and then I make it into a sense na tina-translate ko siya sa artwork ko. So, ayun, parang it all works together na rin. Sorry, one more is Instagram algorithm. Yung pag
Instagram.
nagdo-doom scroll ka lang, tapos minsan may lumalabas ng mga After Effects tutorials na
Tutorials
how do you animate this character. Since minsan hindi ko siya kailangan pero sinesave ko siya, then for later on mamaya utusan ka pala, we need to animate this man. So alam mo yun,
kung ano na sa save.
meron ka na material, sinave ko na. So ayun, parang madali na lang kasi with the help of internet and social media, ang dali na ng sources ngayon. Dati ang hirap, YouTube pa lang yung source ng kulang pa. Ilan pa lang mga tutorials ng time na yun. So, today is really accessible and really helpful. Kaya I'm so jealous of you guys na you're all given this information already when back then we had to limited lang and we had to scour everyone. Like, we even had to ask for someone
Rodog siya. Based po dun sa mga sinagot niya na parang techniques sa pagkuha ng inspo, ganyan. So, I'm sure di naman po na may ibang artists or creatives din na gano'n ang way ng paggawa. So, ang tanong po dyan, how do you stay authentic and unique dito sa industry na to?
So, sometimes staying authentic isn't about following trends, but focusing on what you want to convey din. Kasi I want to make sure my work also reflects my style. So, for example, pag meron kang corporate client, syempre they have their own set of branding guidelines na you have to be really faithful to it. So, meron silang sinusunod na visual hierarchy. Syempre, hindi mo naman pwede baguhin yung visual hierarchy na yun. So, and this is just an example. So, if I want to stay authentic, but you have also a set of ground rules to follow. So, I make it a sense that there's still some sense of style in me that goes to that document. So, albeit, if I'm working on this document and the visual hierarchy is 1, 2, 3, 4, I make it a sense na babaguhin ko yung style na 4, 3, 2, 1 or 4, 3, 1, 2, something like that. So it's meron din akong pinapaniwalaan na saying na KISS, yung keep it stupid simple. So if it works, then it works. Ang pinaka-importante naman kasi dyan is to really convey the message na what you are trying to do, and it needs to be clear. It needs to be concise and it needs to be really clean. Malinis tingnan, if you make it all work, if you make it all work together, even the simplest document can look international. Yung malinis tingnan na this is really simple but it's really great.
So, not necessarily po na kailangan, kumbaga, sa yung gawa mo, maraming depth, gano'n, hindi siya necessary.
So, kasi that's my style. Of course, nagbavari tayo ng style. So, di ko alam style mo. Maybe you're more onto gradients. Di ko alam style mo. Maybe you're into typography or something. Di ko alam style mo. Maybe you're into more mix of colors. So, kanya-kanya style tayo. But at the end of the day, we all need to work together to convey the message. But, staying authentic pa rin to ourselves
Sa
na
style.
somehow we depict our style, but we also do our jobs.
Yes. And actually related din po yun sa next na tanong na paano po kayo nakaka-adapt sa mga design trends na need yung gawin while maintaining pa rin po yung yung own style nyo sa mga artworks nyo?
So, what I do is, syempre, magre-research ka on that art movement, not really art movement, but on that style. So, I just do a take on this current trend. So, for example, I'm sure you're all familiar with maximalist psychedelic gradients, yung super nakakahilo na artwork or something.
Magulo, madami nangyayari.
Parang
Nespa.
parang naka LSD. So
Yes.
what I do is I incorporate my style using that style. So paano nga ba? So, what is my style ba? Is pagiging minimalist, contemporary. So, syempre dun sa maximalist psychedelic, ang daming nangyayari. So, I trim down what is not necessary. Ano ba? May mga XXX dito, may mga dots dito, or may mga smiley dito, may halftone doon. So, I trim down on what's not needed and make it a sense na it's still all visually pleasing. Pero at the same time, nandun pa rin yung
Maging maximalist, gano'n.
yung maximalist gagawin kong minimalist. Pero it's still in a psychedelic. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yes, nandun pa rin yung
nandun pa rin siya, but it's
Kumbaga
still
masasabi mo pa rin psychedelic kahit
kumbaga parang nakakain na ba kayo ng mga deconstructed food?
gets
Yeah, parang ganon.
Yes.
The elements are there, the ingredients
Yeah.
are there. It's just
may
they are
konting bago lang.
presented differently. So, minsan, nakakapasok yun. In work-wise, ginagawa ko yun. Lagi kong ginagawa. One time, I had an experience na I need to make a generic poster for this current bar. And they just need something to show that, may sale, magkano tong bucket. Magkano. Kasi I work with a beer brand, with a famous beer brand. And meron din silang in promotion, merong in situational, merong retail. Pag sinabing retail, you're working with in the likes of stores, supermarkets, groceries. Pero pag sinabi mo in situational, you are working with bars mismo. So magkaiba yung elements nila. So when I was working with this bar na in situational, tinest ko kung kakagatin ba nila yung yung illustration type na mukhang pambata. But there's a golden rule na you don't use pambata na artworks with something that's adult theme because ang may entice ng mga bata so you're enticing them to drink. So but I made it in a sense na yung colors are mature, not really bright, so neutral or psychedelic. So ayun, na-approve naman. So when you're experimenting something and it works, hey, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you deal with creative burnout po?
So, the most common answer that you all guys would like to hear is take a break. But, not everyone has the luxury of getting a break. Realistically speaking, hindi lahat tayo is permittable to take a break when you're working on something that's time crunching and time consuming, tsaka yung time sensitive na in a sense na kailangan mo ipasa agad to. So yun nga, deadlines. So ang ginagawa ko is, number one is of course always ask for help. Maybe a fresh insight from others may give you that spark. Kasi it's an underrated answer na always ask for help. But this is really essential na, pero yung in a sense na hindi ko ibibigay sa kanya yung trabaho. But what I would do is that I would have him take a look at this brief, see what's his take on it, and sasabihin niya, and then i-explain ko yung rationale ko, bakit ko ginagawa, anong gagawin ko dapat kahit di ko pa naman nasisimulan. Then maybe he has something in mind. So, bakit hindi mo gamitin XX to? Bakit hindi mo piliin tong color na to? Bakit yan yung gagamitin mo? And that's already something that you can weaponize it. Then mapapaisip ako, oh nga no, maybe I'm overthinking this. So, what I would do is, I will weaponize what he has given me and translate it to, because that's already something to work with it. And that's already like 50% done. He has already given us idea na gagawin mo na lang. And yun, parang kumbaga you're given the ingredients what you need. So you just need to cook it. And sometimes hindi rin naman na if wala talagang help na available, of course, I'm sure may mga dati rin kasi may pagka-introvert din ako. We don't always have the luxury of having someone to ask with or having someone to ask help with. So I also had this trait na yun, ngopya ka na lang. So I mean, hindi talaga maiiwasan eh. So there's a saying na bad artist copy, good artist steal. So what you do is you search your Pinterest. You saw this poster. So you're working on this, so you translate it to what's yours and what is needed. So you take elements from it, make it work, make it more cohesively, but it's not going to be 1:1 copy. So kumbaga hindi mo naman kailangan kopyahin 1:1 na faithfully. Syempre that's plagiarism. So you just take what that guy said and just rephrase it into your own words. Kasi yun nga, creative burnout, that's really unavoidable and it's more common than you think.
So, let's talk about naman po dun sa relationship with client, yung work, nyo dun. Like, yung magpaka-technical po tayo dun sa profession niya. So, regarding that, ang unang pong question is, yung client nyo po ba are mostly local or mostly international?
So, I've had the opportunity to both work with them, and I would say it's good practice if you have the opportunity rin as well to work both of them, because it will teach you how to be multidisciplinary and how to tackle things, take on problems on a different sense. Kasi syempre hindi naman pasok ang standards ng local through international. Hindi rin naman pasok ang international to local. So, they don't really relate to each other when you're doing a certain project. But in a sense, there's some lines na may nagko-connect with them. But of course, hindi sila pareho ng treatment. Why would you use festive colors on an international client? And an international client most of the time has to be professional looking, neutral looking, and straightforward, serious. Pero minsan pag local, they sometimes ang mga kliyente mo is working on it gives off a young professional vibe. So why would you use neutral colors on a young professional that needs to be strong? Nagigets niyo ba?
Yes po.
Hindi naman kasi if you stick to one client, this will not broaden your horizons. If you have a wide range of clientele, this will teach you how to step out your comforts and boundaries, and this will broaden your horizons.
So, ano naman po, how do you market yourself as a graphic designer?
So, I don't really market myself as a graphic designer. I market myself as a multidisciplinary designer, which is, I wouldn't say jack of all trades kasi baka mahirap sabihin ng jack of all trades, master to none. But I specialize in a lot of practices. So I just don't do graphic design. But though it's 80% of what I do, I can also video edit and I could also do simple 3D. What made me into this multidisciplinary designer is that kasi yun yung job, yun yung what our job needs eh. Kasi what I'm doing right now is I'm designing a lot of bars, especially in hotels, in events places. So nagde-design kami ng bar. So from start to finish, I can take that client from start to finish, from conceptualization to print. So una, de-designan ko yung print materials, then pangalawa, they need an event pop-up, so de-designan ko yung bar counter nila or yung walls, then pangatlo, they need a video. So, kumbaga makikita mo, parang naging all-in-one shop na ako. So, they don't have to look, they don't have to look further. So, parang lahat na lang kasi pwedeng i-asa sa akin. But, this is a caveat. This is a very delikado na practice kasi ang magiging common problem mo dito is babarating ka. So you always have to ask your price and know your worth talaga if you're going for this.
How do you manage multiple projects while meeting deadlines and maintaining quality?
So, realistically speaking, tight deadlines and quality, hindi talaga yun magtutugma. So, one must compromise the other. So, I always push for time proper allotment since nasa school pa kayo, hindi pa siya ganun ka applicable. But I always have a habit of there is a task, I need time allotment of it, of course to give quality. So meron kaming accounts manager. I'm sure pag nag-work na kayo, there would be account managers working on this. So number one kong pinapagawa sa kanila is always push for time allotment. Let's say there's a poster or a roll-up banner or something else that needs to be worked it. Kung kayang gawin niya na isang oras, dinodoble ko siya. Bakit? Kasi paano kung magkaroon ng hindi inaasahan na consequences or hindi inaasahan na problema, technical difficulties, nasira yung computer, hindi nakapasok yung designer. Kailangan may pasa ng 1 hour, sinong gagawa? Lahat ng tao busy. So, dinodoble ko, I always have a habit na doblehin yung what is needed to give time for allotment then. I also take into account creative block. Pag, alam mo na, minsan, syempre, hindi maiwasan, nagpo-procrastinate tayo. In 6 hours due time, gagawin mo siya 3 hours na lang. Tapos, nung nakaupo ka na sa computer mo, ayari ka, wala kang maisip. So, I always double down on the time. So, it gives me more breathing room, it gives me more space, and it gives me more, mental space to compile all together what I'm going to do. So, kahit inutosan na ako, visually, or sa utak ko, alam ko na kung ano yung gagawin ko. Nandito dapat yung image, nandito dapat yung text, or nandito dapat yung logo. Basta in my head, I know what to do already because of the time allotment.
Tanong lang po, hindi ko lang po alam kung may sense to, pero pag po sa deadline nyo po, sa totoong like sa client po, ano pong nangyayari kapag po lumalagpas na kayo ng deadline?
Depende kasi yan eh. Kasi when you ask for a deadline, you also ask why. So, bakit kailangan to ng time na to? Siyempre, i-explain yan ni client. So, siyempre, di talaga maiwasan yun. Common na yun ang lumalagpas sa deadline. So, for example, you are the client. need ko to bukas. Bakit? Tatanungin ko rin siya. I don't want to be intrusive din. Pero syempre, we want to know what's the hurry. So sasabihin niya may event siya bukas. So yun, hindi talaga may iwasan yun hindi talaga may iwasan yun na kailangan mo talagang gawin. Kasi may event siya bukas eh. Ano yung papakita niya kung wala siyang material? So, I also have this habit of asking to know what is the hurry so we can prepare further. Pag lumagpas sa deadline, then yeah, that's on us. So sometimes we charge it for free. Hindi ko sinasabi na we will charge it for free, but syempre we made the consequences. We will reap the consequences then. So but in a sense na hindi dapat mangyari yun. So we always ask ahead, what's the hurry? So on this day, kailangan mag-launch nitong website na to. So ano ba yung kailangan doon sa website na yun? Ang daming pang documents na kailangan ipasa doon. Yung mga downloadable forms, mga brochures, mga online brochures, kailangan ma-send na on that day. So in that case, pag ganun ka talaga, ka-critical yung mga missing items, then yeah, we have to delay the launch of the website. Kung ganun. So we adjust. We always adjust to the clients kasi syempre sila yung nagbabayan.
So, yun na nga. Nasa usapang client tayo, ganyan. How do you handle client revisions? Like, is sa mga charge, ganun pa?
So, revisions are always part of the design process. It is the most essential thing. It's parang ano na to eh. Kumbaga, parang sa ating mga Pinoy, kanin na to sa atin. Because this is not to be taken negatively. So, because this is a collaborative between you and the client. And hindi siya mali eh. Pagka nagpasa ka ng artwork, tapos nakita mo na may feedback, nakita mo yung PDF, may ang daming comments. Nakakairita, di ba? Pero this is not wrong. This is actually healthy. Kasi it means that the client has noticed these things and they are pointing out this to you because they work with you and they want to take it further. So kung may artwork tapos may mali, hindi ibig sabihin na pangit siya. It means that may mga, of course, may na-miss out kang details. So, don't take it the wrong way because collaborative process to eh. Nandyan na to eh. Hindi mo to mapapagkailang na parang kanin na nga sa atin to. Sila yung ulam, tayo yung kanin. So, we mix it together as a meal. So, yeah, that's it.
So, parang ang tips po dyan, pag maraming ganun, huwag nila personalin. Parang i-take nila as constructive criticism.
At the end of the day, sila ang nagbabayad sa atin. So, I mean,
I'm mainis, guys.
I'm not saying to bend over for them, but I'm saying this is a collaborative process. This is like a two-way agreement din.
Yun, tas dun po sa syempre kapag nakikipag-negotiate, meron tayong mga clients na medyo difficult.
Mahirap mga ganun.
Oo. How do you handle yung mga difficult clients while maintaining yung professionalism niyo po?
So, yun, I just reciprocate what they give. Yung same energy, pero in a professional way.
Yung energy po nila is medyo bitchy. Ganun yun din po siya.
Hindi naman, kasi...
Pero professional.
Oo. In a sense,
masungit sila, masungit ka din na.
parang ginagantihan ko lang din. In a sense na, let's say this for example. So, I've been working, this is a real life, I've been working on this, with this client. Ang matindi doon, naka-share screen pa ako. So, parang may backseat driver, may backseat gaming dito sa likod ko na everything what I do, pangit siya. So, this is real life. This is what I've experienced. Tapos, ako pa yung inasahan na pumili ng font. I've chose 10 different fonts already. So, at this point in time, nakakairita na siya. And it's not really conducive na. So what I would do is I would push back. So, siyempre, nagbigay na ako ng 10 examples. Sasabihin ko, are these not suitable enough? Because pag hindi tayo pumili at the end of the day, hindi to matatapos.
Yeah.
Tama naman, di ba? Kasi hindi to
Yeah,
matatapos. Hindi under to, hindi to ma-approve. Hindi, lalo na, hindi to mapiprint, lalo na kung critical document to. So, at the end of the day, hindi tayo makakapasok sa deadline. And that's on you. That's not on us. So, may isa pang pet peeve na pinaka-ayoko is yung, you're the designer. You know what to do and you're the creative one. So give me something. Ang nakakainis kasi doon, of course, we do the creative, but we really need your input kasi pagka ganun, we're just shooting blindly. Gawa lang kami ng artworks. Tapos sabihin mo, gawa ka ng 3 poster. Anong gagawin ko? Anong lalagay ko doon sa poster? Of course, we need back and forths. We need our ingredients to make a soup. So, kasi at this point, kung general lang yung comments na binigay mo, we're just shooting blindly. Na hindi tayo matatapos. Naka-10 poster na tayo, tapos sabihin mo, I don't like this. Ay, wag kang.
So parang dapat dapat gawa kang poster. Dapat na makita ko dyan, gagam, gano'n.
Oo, so
Dapat ganun.
in short, of course, sila yung kliyente, sila yung masusunod, pero do not be afraid to call out. I'm not saying to call out your teachers na extended class. But of course, may leeway. Kailangan din ng leeway. Kailangan din ng it takes 2 to tango eh.
Doon sa loob ng ilang minutes yan, mga 30 minutes plus lang. Sa usapan namin yun, marami kaming natutunan talaga. Like, parang may libre na nga kaming dito eh. Like mentorship eh. Ang ganda, ang ganda. Ang namin natutunan talaga. Pero pa ako itatanong off the cam. So, yun guys, we create. We talk, create, and inspire. We create.
Thank you for having me.